This month, I've been showing you different ways to build multi-family homes in The Sims 4. We've built different styles of townhouses, 9-story apartment buildings, and today we're taking our multi-family build style to a treehouse. I've been, of course, doing all of this to prepare for The Sims 4 for rent because I cannot wait to see all of these builds come to life, like, properly. We're going to be building here in Tartosa, which is the My Wedding Stories world. I did build a treehouse not too long ago and you guys loved that build. So let's do it again, but with a simpler approach. This time we're going to use a stump. This one here is from Outdoor Retreat, but there's also this one here from Cottage Living, and there's probably a bunch hidden in Base Game Debug as well. So I'm gonna take this one and we're gonna size it up to about wall height. I'm actually gonna be using 2 of them, and then I'm gonna take my room tool and we're going to build a room. These need to be way bigger. We're going to page up, and then on top of that room we're going to take the flat square floor tool. I'm gonna put that on top, we'll delete the room underneath, and now we can move this flooring piece up to wherever we want. So I'm just gonna line it up so it's right on top of our stumps here. So now we're gonna start building on top of this. I'm gonna take my room tool, we'll build a room attached, we'll build a little balcony, and now I'm gonna take my basement tool and we're gonna use that to build a room underneath. So the basement tool actually just builds underneath whichever floor you're currently building on, and I'm basically doing that because we did adjust that floor level. I wanted to make sure the room underneath lined up, so it was gonna be a very slight difference in height, but you can see like the difference there with the terrain. So now we can basically start building our shell out like normal, but I want this one to look a little odd. I want there to be bump outs in weird places. I want little roofing bits to be sticking out everywhere. And I wouldn't mind it either if it's like uneven a bit. So I'm kind of just gonna start playing around and adding these, and I'll stop once the shell looks the way that I want it to be. Right now she's looking a little crazy. We're going to have 3 families here, so I want to make sure it's big enough for all of them to live here. And I think we'll do 1 family per floor. I think next we can start to roof it, so I'm gonna take the gabled roof pieces and I'm gonna add those onto any of those spots sticking out that I added. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit and press Shift-C on my keyboard just so that I have more options for adjusting. And then once I'm happy with the curvature of it, I'm gonna copy it and we're just gonna add that onto some of my other bump outs. So we'll add one up here. I'm going to add a big one going across the top, and I think just for a little extra shape, I'm gonna add one here as well. But maybe we'll make that one bigger and pull it back a little bit, kind of like that. We are going to add some red roof paint on here, maybe with a dark Cottage Living trim. We're adding this wood wallpaper from Horse Ranch, a base game stilt foundation, and we're gonna clean up some of those white spots there with a brown base game trim. And also, okay, EA, come here. Come here. Now that we have the ceiling paint feature, it would be very nice if we had an under roof trim feature. I hate it, especially on dark builds when you've got your trim and everything, your wallpaper is all done, everything's looking good, and then underneath you have this like white roof trim that you can't do anything about. It would be really nice, I'm just saying. All right, now that we've got the basic shape of our house going on, we need to bring back the treehouse factor. And we're gonna cheat it a little bit just to make things easier. So I'm gonna take this flock of wild birds from Cottage Living and I'm going to stick it right on top of my house. Ooh, added bonus, we're gonna have mushrooms sticking out. It's gonna look nice and woodsy. I'm gonna add a couple of these and I'm just gonna rotate them and make them different sizes just so that the branches are gonna be sticking out in different ways. And then we're gonna open Jungle Adventure Debug. So we have bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects turned on. And we are going to find this item here, which is basically like a treetop without a base. And I'm gonna just stick that right above my house. So it's going to kind of look like the branches are sticking into it. We can also take a real tree and size it up as well, just for like a few extra branches, and even just to add like some more texture going on in there. And even though we are cheating it a little bit, this way is going to make for much easier gameplay. And also this way, when we page down into our house, we're not gonna have any trees sticking sticking into it, which does sometimes happen when you actually build the house into the tree. But again, if you guys want to see me actually like build it into the tree, I have other treehouse videos on this channel. Right now, I'm just building an entryway, and now I think we should figure out how each of them are going to get into their homes. So obviously this one front and center, they just walk right in the front door, but then maybe I can add some stairs coming over this side, and maybe I can wrap them around the stump here, and then around the back maybe we can do the same thing. I'll have like stairs back here, even just wrapping that way like that, and then I wouldn't hate the idea of having a ladder here, so maybe we can have one of those leading up to the top floor. We're gonna add all the doors, and I think all of the doors and windows I'm going to use today will be from Strangerville because I really like this swatch with it. I love these two with the shutters. I just think they have such pretty details on them too. This arch here would look so pretty over our door from Cottage Living. Oh, and each of them needs a mailbox, so I'm definitely using these ones here from Werewolves. Each of them can have one at their assigned door, and I think also for added detail, I'm gonna add these here from Seasons. I'm also adding a ton of greenery here, like these from Cottage Living. These window boxes here from Cottage Living could be really cute too. While I'm playing with the landscaping here, I found the cutest little trick. I'm using these small jars of fairy lights here from the Little Campers kit, and with move objects on, I'm just sticking them into the fence posts. So they're gonna line the fences here like that, and they're going on top of this bridge. It's looking very cool. I'm gonna show you in a sec. So here's how our townhouse turned out. It's so whimsical. I feel like this could totally be in like Glimmerbrook. It could totally be an occult family home, or just a family that really loves nature. Wait, I had to put it in live mode because I added swans over here. Look at them with their little feet swimming around. Wait, I added ducks. I meant to add swans, but there's also fishies. Now I can't delete the ducks because I'm gonna feel bad, so I guess the swans are gonna go over there. There we go. This is so magical. All right, so we got animals swimming around. I kept my balconies simple for now. We've got some plants on there, some seating, and then going along the back, we have a lot to do back here, specifically for kids, because we know we're gonna have those here. So coming back here, it's such a forest vibe. I have trees everywhere, including this one, which this is actually a real treehouse kit. So the kids can make their own treehouse out here while living in the other one. We have a fire pit out here. I also added this super cute crafting area for kids. So we've got the pergola, I added fairy lights, and under here we have these friendship kits. These are from the Sims 4 Growing Together expansion pack, and I added a bunch of crafting clutter so they could make their bracelets. It's a totally cute little vibe for them to do that. We've got the swing set back here, some monkey bars, and again the balconies I kept pretty simple. We've got a barbecue, a table, and that's what's going on here in the back. All right, let's go inside and start to furnish some of our homes here. So because the stairs are on the outside of this house, it actually left a lot more room on the inside. So all of these are gonna have 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. And we already mentioned that this house kind of has an occult theme going on. So what if we base this off of occults that aren't actually in The Sims 4, but like would be cool if they were? So our first home here is going to be a fairy home, and I want this to be floral, almost like Barbie fairy inspired. I want it to be colorful. So I'm actually gonna start out with this lattice item here from the Romantic Garden stuff pack. And what I like to do with these is actually squeeze them into the wall so they kind of just look like flowers going up the wall like that. And if you get it in the wall the right way, you won't actually see the wooden part. And then over top of the door, I'm gonna take this archway, also from Romantic Garden, and we're just gonna squeeze that over top. These petals here from City Living could look so pretty at the entry, and I might use them in other places around in here too. We're gonna add some of the mushroom seating. These are from Cottage Living. I want to use these planty curtains here from the Blooming Rooms kit, and I think I'm gonna do a dining area right here with a kitchen in behind. So I'm actually gonna use this spooky stuff dining table, maybe with these chairs here with like the plants on the back from My Wedding Stories. And then we should have more than enough room for my kitchen wrapping this way. So I think I'm gonna use these counters and kitchen appliances from Cottage Living. My sink can go here. I'll add add my oven there, and maybe a hutch over to this side from paranormal. I also think I want to use some of the cottage living vines on the inside here. Like these, I think these always look so magical when they're on the inside. So maybe I'll add some there, and I think I'm also gonna bring them into my living room. For my couch, I kind of want to use this one here from the basement kit. I feel like we can totally get away with using more like worn items in this whole build. Like I think we could even get away with the matching chair from the basement kit. And then I can even bring in some more of my romantic garden flowers. Oh my gosh, wait, how cute would it be if we added the fairy teddy bear sculpture? This is going in my kids' room for sure. We're gonna base the entire fairy kids' room off of that. My doors, by the way, are from the movie Hangout stuff pack, which I have refound my love for. I used to use this pack all the time because the items are just so detailed, like these doors, and look at this coffee table with like those painted flowers. It's a very colorful pack as well. And we need more kids stuff. We could maybe add this, the basket with like the animal face on it, maybe also another tub of toys over here, and also this toy box can go over here in the corner. I added more fairy lights on the ceiling, and look how pretty this build turned out so far. I love a good like super cluttered, super floral kind of aesthetic like this, and this is totally giving fairy vibes to me. Going over this way, I also added more wall decor, so those are from Journey to Batu. We have our toy box over there. I added a little like worn details on the wall, and I tried to leave some room empty for our kitchen just so it doesn't get too chaotic. Let's go and do that fairy kids room. I have to do something with this. What if we built a little fairy fort for this teddy bear? If I have the room, this isn't too big, but let's see what we can do. First, I need a bed, which I always feel like this one here from Seasons is a very cute like fairy bed, and we can even add to it by adding like fairy lights going along the top canopy. These fairy lights from the Little Campers kit have become my favorite item in the game. They're so versatile. I use them on like literally anything. All I had to do was raise them up, and look how much they elevated the look of that bed. I think I might also bring these in here, so again, just adding to this already cute bed. Maybe I'll add some of these here from Realm of Magic, and maybe some more of the little petals. Cute. Okay, now we need to build a little fort for our bear, and there are some actual tents, but I mean, I could do it. It just might be a little tight in there. I mean, there is this one again from the Little Campers kit. I just have to shrink it down, and I wonder if they can still get in there. Then you can see our little fairy bear like peeking out. There's even a fox on top. I gotta see if this works. Oh my gosh, she can get in there. So you can shrink this item and it's still functional. Oh my gosh, I love that. I will be using this all the time. So this is how our fairy kid room turned out. Obviously, my favorite part is the fairy fort that we built. For the fairy parent bedroom, we're doing a similar vibe. I've got this bed here from Cottage Living with some Cottage Living mushrooms as my end tables. And I'm realizing I definitely have room over here for a fireplace. So we could maybe add this one in here. I haven't added a bookshelf or anything yet, so maybe I'll put one on top. And maybe I could raise these plants up here from werewolves like on top of my fireplace. Werewolves also has some other cute fairy decor, like this little mushroom terrarium, which has some very adorable swatches in there too. We could add a stand-up mirror maybe in the corner, and I still need a dresser. So actually, maybe I'll get rid of one of my end tables and we can put that over in the corner, and on top of the bed we can add more of these plants. Oh, these butterflies could have been so cool in the kids' room too. Maybe I'll add some coming out of the tent. I can't not add those. So this is what our fairy parent bedroom turned out like. Super planty, super cozy. I love the flowers going on above the bed. For the bathroom, I just tied it together, kind of matching the aesthetic that we already went for. So this is what it looks like, and you'll notice I used a lot of this like snowy escape rug. I love using that one. We'll probably use it more today. Going over this way, I just added more of the Blooming Rooms curtains. We have a growing together mirror, and I just added these wreaths on the wall there as well. So that is our first fairy family home. For the next home, we're gonna try something that I have not tried before in The Sims 4, which is going to be a dragon-inspired home. I don't think necessarily the people living here will be dragons, more so people that can control them. So I've already grabbed this lamp here from my wedding stories, which is so beautiful, and I never get to use it. And I quickly looked up dragon on the gallery to see if I could find any art, which I did, but I also found this user here who makes like dragon dragon pianos, and they're so cool that I want to try and make my own. There are also people that use the tool mod and make some very interesting like dragon stuff. Like this one, that is insane. But okay, I'm gonna first download some art. This is going to be from Aylin Twins on the gallery, and now we'll just take our pick here from this dragon art. I need one that's facing head on. Oh, that's a really cool one. So I'm gonna take this stand-up piano here from Horse Ranch, and we're gonna squeeze it in just until the picture looks like it's coming out of the front part. And then we're gonna use this archway from Romantic Garden, and I'm gonna squeeze that over top like that. Maybe we'll actually put this over here so we're not covering my window. And then we're gonna take my lanterns and we'll squeeze them in so that they're just coming out of the archway that I added. And for a little extra detail here, I'm adding these grandfather clocks. These are from vampires, and I'm just gonna squeeze them over to the sides. Then we can raise up this base game book. I'm just gonna lean it right on the piano like that. So we have a custom dragon piano that actually works. I did not think this is gonna be functional, but she's playing. Our little tester sim is playing the piano. Thank you, you are being so helpful. So clearly to become a dragon tamer, you're gonna have to do a lot of studying, I would think. So I'm gonna add some bookshelves in here. This one is from Strangerville. And I think this time my kitchen is gonna have to be over here near the front. So I'm gonna add my counters and everything, make sure we've got that all functional. And the problem is we don't really have many dragon items because we don't have them in The Sims 4. Like, I was thinking about this here, but I've never actually looked at this item. It's a winged llama. I mean, we have this really cute wooden dragon, which I can size up and put on my fridge. In my living room, I wanted to add a fireplace, but I don't really have the room for it. So I added the fireplace from City Living, and on top of there, I added a trunk kind of coffee table from Growing Together, just because I didn't want it to look so modern, and now we have fire on our table. Although they are like the tiniest flames I've ever seen. I also still need a dining table. Okay, the dragon home is definitely a lot harder. We had to get a little bit creative with the items that we made, but I feel like it still looks cool, especially this dragon piano. Like, definitely our Sims are going to be musicians. I added a tiny little dragon toy, which looks a little bit out of place, but I had to include what I've got. And over here to our kitchen, I tried to make it match the theme with our little wooden dragon on the fridge. I added a little bit of extra decor going over here, and we're ready to move on to the bedroom. So for the adult dragon tamer bedroom, I found a really cool picture of like this bed with a dragon over it. So I want to try and recreate that using the vampire's gargoyles. We gotta work with what we got, so I'm gonna raise this up just enough so that maybe it could just be like the dragon head and the wings. And honestly, I feel like it's just the arms that give it like that gargoyle look. So what if I just pull the bed out so that we're covering those, but the wings are still showing? I mean, it's definitely interesting. My Wedding Stories also has this item here, so maybe we could put that over top of my dresser. We can add some candles from Realm of Magic. We'll add a black rug and maybe this base game mirror in the corner. Because I have some room, I'm gonna add these stools here from Horse Ranch, and I've added this item here from Get Together over top of my dresser. All right, so dragon parent room or dragon tamer, I don't really know. I think this side turned out kind of interesting with the wall decor there, the trunks below. Definitely something I've never tried before, and I can see why. It's difficult with like a limited selection of items, but we're going to move on to the kids room, and I think there will be a lot easier. We can totally do a dragon inspired kids room. We'll get a bed, and this here, I wasn't quite sure, but this is definitely a dragon. We have a dragon, and then we can add another dragon. Maybe I'll make them bigger. Ooh, there's this kid wall decal from the kids room stuff. We could make this massive. And then maybe we actually do a red and purple color scheme in here. So we got the purple decal, the red dragon over there. We can add the black base game dresser, a red mirror over here, and maybe I should add a castle dollhouse to kind of tie into the whole theme. Okay, so we have our dragon inspired kids room with our big dino, our medieval castle. I added a backpack there with our dresser. I also just added some like music inspired decor in here, just in case the kid is actually the one who likes to play the piano. And just to keep with the gothic kind of theme going on, I added our bathroom. It's all black in here. We've got black robes. I added some candles there on the wall, a Realm of Magic mirror, and some vampires towel holders. All right, let's move on from here. We have one more to do, and for this one, we're gonna have to channel our inner Shrek Shrek because we are doing ogres. So everything in my ogre family home is going to be a little bit more run down. I want everything to look like handmade and not in the super cute like DIY kind of way. I actually want to use a lot of items from werewolves, like this table here. It's literally being held up by a book. So you know, it might not be the best table, but I want our ogre family to be the closest knit. We're gonna have maybe, how much room do we have in here? Maybe they have a bunch of kids, like 4. I am cluttering up these counters. They're going to be typically like messy. We can use this barrel here as my trash can. I've added a fireplace over here, and I think I'm gonna do just a big cozy seating area over to the left. Again, I want a torn rug. Oh, maybe we could use the werewolf's couch. Maybe in like a gray swatch. I can't get Shrek out of my head. Like, I can't think ogre and not think of Shrek. It's just in my blood. Oh, this barrel plant could be cute. Maybe I can put that near the door. I really wanted to add this door desk too. Maybe if I can squeeze my doors over a little bit. I even have room to move my fireplace over, so I think we should be good. Wait, it actually might be kind of cute if these chairs were mismatching. Just like they used whatever they could find, not a matching set, but it's okay. And also I think we need an ogre baby or an ogre toddler. There we go. I don't think I'm gonna put any electronics, like no computer in here, no TV. Maybe this is like a writing area, or there's this shelf we could put up and maybe I can put books on there. I wonder if I should also add some of the gross stuff in here because like they are ogres. So maybe I could add some of these here from Journey to Batu. Like some of these things are super weird. We can just kind of have them hanging out on my shelf. And over here, I think I might use a cardboard box as my table. I added a couple cracks on the wall and made it look a little bit dirtier in here. Like Shrek's home is literally mud on the floor, so I had to add some gross stuff. But with all of that aside, I actually think it's kind of nice in here. Let's move on to the kids' room, and I want to try and fit 4 kids in here, one of them being a toddler. To do that, we're definitely gonna have to use bunk beds. So I'm gonna use the ones from werewolves. We'll do 2 on this side and maybe 1 over here. And can I get the toddler bed underneath? I think so. Ooh, maybe not. Okay, the toddler bed is gonna have to go in this corner then. And we'll change the swatches on all of these so they'll have different beds. And I'm gonna put this eco-lifestyle dollhouse made out of cardboard underneath. I might add my own makeshift details here. Like, what if we added this stack of books underneath the bed legs, looking like it's kind of holding that up? We can definitely use the cracked mirror from werewolves. I'm gonna make a whole pile of clothes on the floor. We could use a chair table here from the basement kit. Maybe like a wooden chair here. I also thought that clearly our ogres have some crafty DIY skills, so I added in some of these sculptures. These are from Growing Together, and a lot of them look like they're made from like household items. So this is what our messy kids room ended up looking like. And then over to the ogre parent bedroom. I want to go for messy, but our ogre mama has some style as well. I'm sizing up these laundry day rug boards as my headboard. And wait, why did that actually end up cute? I'm again adding some cardboard boxes as tables, which is unironically what my actual house looks like right now. And I'm also adding items like this werewolf's plant. So something is literally growing out of their floor. We're using the cracked basement kit mirror, a hay bale as seating, and I'm also using this log from werewolves as an ottoman. For my dresser, we're using this clothing rack from Get Famous, and I'm also using a barrel as my end table. So here is our ogre parent room. I actually really like how this turned out with some of the vines on the floor. For some extra skill items, I added a crafted guitar and a crafted violin, and to pull it all together, this is what our bathroom turned out like. I literally pictured Shrek showering in mud. So we have a pile of dirt with a bucket. We do have some soap though. And then over to this side, we just have a cracked mirror with the homemade outhouse toilet. And there we have our multi-family home treehouse in The Sims 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We took more of an occult approach to it today, but you definitely don't have to do that. Literally anyone could live here. But I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know any video ideas you want to see in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.